Hey family, it's your girl, Boss B, and welcome to the AskABee show, the place where your letters come to life. Every day people write in with real questions about life, love, and everything in between. And together we find hope, healing, and a whole lot of honesty. Because here on AskABee, we don't just talk about problems, we talk about possibilities. So grab your tea, open your heart, and let's buzz into today's letters right here on the AskABee show. Hello, all you beautiful people. Happy Thanksgiving, family. And hey, welcome to this holiday edition of AskABee. Today's show is going to have a different heartbeat. Not slower, not softer, just deeper. Because today isn't about the noise, the rush, or the checklist of holidays, right? It's definitely not about the chaos of trying to make everything look perfect. Thanksgiving has never been about perfection. It's always been about the pause, the quiet moment where you look around, take a breath, and realize that somehow, through everything this year, tried you to do you do to you. I'm sorry, everything this year tried to do to you. You're still here. You're still here, still pushing, still showing up. You're still showing up with a heart that didn't quit. That's kind of what I'm feeling like today. I'll be honest. Accomplishments are great. They are, especially on days when you really need them most. And if you're anything like me, this year it hasn't exactly played fair. And it didn't hand out, easy answers or gentle lessons. It came in swinging. It came in with pressure. It came in with moments that it just made you question whether the light at the end of the tunnel was a blessing or, a train. So here we are anyway, right? And this Thanksgiving, the gratitude hits a little different. Not because life suddenly got easy, but because we made it through things we had no blueprint for. Now, we held on when we could have folded. We kept going when nobody saw the weight. And today we get to sit in that proof. All that effort mattered. This morning, before the sun was even fully up, I sat here and let myself feel something I haven't let myself sit in for a while. Relief, gratitude, the kind that makes your chest tight and your eyes warm, the kind that makes you whisper thank you with the same breath you've been holding for weeks. And this time, I wasn't saying thank you because everything went right. I was saying thank you because somehow everything came together exactly when I needed it to. Not early, not late, right on time. Everything happens for a reason, my friends. And that's the energy I'm bringing into today's show. And I'll be honest with you, there may be some flubs because I wrote this in the last couple of hours because I've got these letters that I wanted to read today anyway, but it needed a different tone. Not the heavy stories, not the heartbreak, okay, not the chaos we've been navigating. Today is one day of the year where we put the weight down, where we choose to focus on the moments that saved us, the people who carried us, the blessings we didn't see coming. Let me tell you, I'm full of those today, and I'm feeling very blessed and very thankful today. The people, who carried us, the unexpected yes in the middle of all the no's, that's the kind of gratitude that shows up when your back's against the wall and life still finds a way to give you one more chance. So wherever you're watching from today, if you're cooking, you're driving, you're hiding in the bathroom for a break, sitting alone in the backyard, surrounded by family, or tuning in between responsibilities, I want to get you to give yourself permission to feel proud of your endurance. Okay. Proud of your growth, proud of the way you kept going, even when you didn't feel strong. And because surviving the hard parts is something to be grateful for, getting another shot is something to be grateful for. And waking up today, taking that first breath with one more chance to build something better is absolutely something you need to be grateful for. Patty, hi. Happy Thanksgiving, honey. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Oh, thank you, Joy. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, okay. I am in a good mood today, y'all. I am in a great mood today. You got to hear all my good stuff today because it's good. It's really good. Now, listen, today's show is kind of simple. Pardon me. I'm reading some Thanksgiving letters that I did receive the last week, and they're stories of gratitude, moments of joy, moments of peace. And they're moments where life surprised somebody in the best possible way. No negativity, no downward turns, no gratitude, grace, and good energy to carry us into the rest of this day. Because if there's one thing I've learned this year, maybe in just these last few months, honestly, it's that blessings don't always announce themselves. Sometimes they slip in quietly and sit right next to you, waiting for you to notice them. Moment of me. Yeah. I think we have a lot of those moments through life, don't we, Joy? So sometimes, let's just take a moment together here. Let's make today one of those gentle memories that stays with you. And we're going to fill this space with the kind of gratitude that softens the whole room. Thank you, Patty. Yes, you saw. Yes, I got my memberships back today, this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay, Thanksgiving with stories that remind us remind us that hope is real. Oh, you received your own? Well, there you go. Look what you did, sweetheart. See, I am thankful today. I am thankful for you, Patty friend. I love you, doll. Okay, so Thanksgiving with stories that remind us that, that hope is real, miracles are quiet. We are charmed, honey. You know what? I just absolutely love you, doll. You show up at the best possible times. And when I saw you come in here, I thought, oh man, see, I knew this was going to be an excellent day. My Patty friend is here. And I'm happy you're here too, Joy. Welcome in. Oh, okay. So, hope is real. Miracles are quiet. And second chances are definitely worth celebrating. You love dogs? I love dogs. Thank you, Ryan. Glad you're here. All right, family, let's start with our first letter. And this one, I can't help it. I just love these. Usually on this show, the Bless Your Heart segment is where we dig into life's little messes, the detours, the slip ups, the Lord have mercy, what are we thinking moments, right? But today, that segment takes a breath and shifts gears because you are very welcome, sweetheart. Because even the people who wrote in with the funniest stories, the wildest situations, and the biggest emotional plot twist, even they put all that aside for Thanksgiving. Now, what I love about this holiday is that no matter how complicated the rest of the year has been, Thanksgiving has this quiet way of reminding us to look around and notice the good, the simple good. The unexpected good. And it's really the good that didn't make noise, but held up anyway. letters that came in today, oh, honey, gosh, they reflect exactly that. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Yes, please. So instead of bless your heart, okay, come sit down before you hurt yourself. That's a moment, okay, today we get a bless your heart look at your overcoming, growing, and choosing gratitude anyway. This is a good moment, right? These letters aren't about disasters. They're about relief and about joy. Hi, Nisi. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, sweetheart. I'm so glad to see you. This is my plus sister, y'all. She's awesome. Now, about catching your breath after a long stretch of holding it, it's nice to release, right? They're about the kind of wins you whisper thank you for, because you can feel how close you came to not having them at all. And I think that's why today's first letter hit me so hard. Love you too. Love you. It's a little slice of, someone's life written with the same shaky gratitude so many of us woke up with today. So let's open this one gently, because it's full of the kind of Thanksgiving spirit that reminds you blessings don't have to be big to be powerful. Okay. They just have to show up when you need them. All right, family. Here's our first Thanksgiving letter. This is the bless your heart. Okay. Now, dear B, I need to set there we go. I never thought I'd be writing in on Thanksgiving morning, but something hit me this week and I wanted to share it with someone who would actually understand. This year didn't look anything like I planned. I lost some things I thought I'd never lose, and I learned some lessons I never asked for. And for a while, I'll be honest, I didn't feel thankful for much of anything. But then something small happened. Something so ordinary, I almost missed it. That happens, don't it? I woke up on Tuesday and realized I wasn't carrying that heavy feeling anymore. It was gone forever, but it wasn't sitting on my chest the way it used to. I got out of bed, made coffee, opened my blinds, and it hit me how long it's been since I felt light for even a minute. And that tiny moment was enough to make me cry, because it reminded me that healing doesn't always show up with fireworks. Sometimes it's just a morning where your heart breathes right for the first time in months. And that's what I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful that even after all my wrong turns, life gave me a quiet moment to remember I'm still here. I'm thankful for the people who stayed when it got rough. I'm thankful for the lessons I didn't want but probably needed. And I'm especially thankful for the creators like you who show up every day, remind us we're not alone, and somehow make the hard parts feel a little less heavy. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. So this Thanksgiving, I'm not celebrating a perfect year. I'm celebrating progress. Yes, yes, sis. I'm celebrating the days I didn't think I'd make it through, but somehow did. I'm celebrating that moment of the lightness that reminded me better days are coming. Yes, sis. Very good. Very good. Hello. Hello to anyone walking in now. I don't want to miss you. You get your flowers here. Thanks for giving me a space to say that out loud. Signed, Finding My Peace. Guys, wow. Right? What a great way to wake up today. Things have been, it's been a great day. Listen, finding my peace. I love that so much. Pardon me, I'm in Texas and it's dry here. Listen, sweetheart, what you described, it isn't a small moment at all. That is a soul level shift. The kind that, it doesn't announce itself with fireworks or applause, like you said, but with something much more rare, relief. And on a day like Thanksgiving, that kind of quiet relief is its own miracle. Wouldn't you agree? uh, okay, Niecy. Thank you, honey. I'm glad you came back. I'm so glad to see you all moving and talking. Oh, man. So, yeah, that kind of quiet relief in its own is a miracle, you know? People think gratitude is loud, but it's not always loud. They think it's about blessings big enough to brag about. But the truth nobody prints on greeting cards is that the most powerful gratitude happens in the tiny cracks of our lives. When something inside us softens, that we didn't even know had hardened. The moment you wake up and the heaviness that has been sitting on your chest for months isn't the first thing you feel that moment is sacred. It's sacred. This is healing, slipping back into your spirit, okay? Like light under a closed door. And I want to tell you something gently but clearly. The fact that you notice that moment, it means that you're coming back to yourself. People who are drowning don't notice when the tide shifts, okay? People who are too lost don't catch the scent of like a piece of drifting through a window that they didn't realize was open, okay? But you did. You recognized the change. That's the whole thing. You honored it. You didn't brush past it or dismiss it, You did deserve that moment. You actually stopped and said in your own words, something is different today. That is not a small thing. And that is courage. Courage is huge. Okay. That is awareness. And that is you rising. Period. And listen, we don't talk enough about how exhausting survival can be. How much strength it takes to carry the weight of everything you've been holding, and how many nights you sat in your own silence and kept going anyways. Patty says, a rip current can teach us something. Swim with it, and sometimes you can make it out. Amen, sis. That is so true. Look, y'all read that again. A rip current can teach us something. Swim with it, and sometimes you can make it out. Amen. It's only hopeless if you give up. That's the thing. It's only hopeless if you give up. Healing didn't just happen to you, okay? You fought your way to a moment where healing could finally catch up. And I need you to hear this part, okay? With your whole heart, you are allowed to be grateful for a moment that nobody else understands. You are allowed to celebrate relief, okay? Even if it came quickly. You're allowed to call this peace. Even if it's just the first flicker of it, it's still peace. And we all deserve that. Because this is how it starts. Not with your entire life transforming, okay, overnight. That's not going to be. But with one morning where you didn't feel crushed. One breath that didn't burn. A heartbeat that wasn't running from something, anything. Just one thought that didn't hurt to hold. Oh, Joy. Yes, absolutely, honey. And I'm here every single day. And you can see if you would like to write a letter, you most certainly can. If you just want to talk, honey, email me. We'll talk. All right. I'm glad it helped. I really am. Thank you for being here. So, I just want to tell you, honey, on Thanksgiving, I am so thankful for your moment. I'm thankful that you felt it and you shared it. But mostly, I'm thankful you didn't keep that light to yourself. Because your healing, even the quiet kind, It matters. And it reminds all of us listening that better days don't announce themselves. Okay? They slip into the room like grace and wait to see who's paying attention. You're doing more than surviving right now, honey. You're returning to yourself. It's like you found the blueprint to a house that was already made and you've got all the money you need to make improvements. Okay? Happy Thanksgiving, sweetheart. Wow, I'm so proud of you. Hold on to this moment and let it multiply. Oh my goodness. Amen. That's amazing. Oh, you know, yesterday was kind of a rough day for me personally. I just want to tell y'all about this a little bit because I am doing a show a day now, right? There are days that I have more than one. There are days that I have more than two. But I am in this group, this team of people that are so magnificent that all I want to do is work hard. And that's kind of drive that any of us really need. And this is why I say don't isolate yourself. Don't keep it all inside. You have people around you that care enough, okay, to watch you rise without saying a word. And let me say amen to that because I'm telling you, the team that I have and the day that this started out to be, I am so thankful today. All right, y'all. If that letter didn't set the tone for today, I don't know what will. But that is the heart of Thanksgiving right there. Those tiny, quiet shifts that remind us we're still here, okay? We're still healing, but we're also still capable of feeling something other than heaviness. And honestly, I think we all need that, right? Today isn't just about one person's breakthrough, though. Today isn't even about my breakthrough day, and it is. Today is a day where gratitude shows up wearing 1,000 different faces. You know, I would give me a Bible. I would seriously. Some of them are loud and joyful. Some of them are private and tender. Some feel like a victory parade, and some they feel like a deep breath after months of holding it in. Need to check some of your, let me see. Thanks to Big Jack. I'm here with what the email address, please. Oh, I can give you that most definitely. Let me do it the right way though, so I don't mess anything up. I got you, honey. I got you right now. Just give me 2 seconds. Because this is my normal job, is dropping links, stuff like that, you know? Okay, let's see here. You are in there. I have to open this up. All right, BBTV Productions 1@gmail.com. There you go. All right. That should take care of you, honey. I'd love to hear from you. Absolutely. And please, the longer the better. You just tell me all about it. So, okay, we're staying right in that pocket, the good pocket, the thankful pocket. I need this today. You know, I made it another year and I'm still standing pocket at this point. The next letter we're opening is another reminder. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I sure do. Seriously, I'm not just saying that. Today is a good day and new faces are amazing right now. So please, please, please come back. Come back again. And if not, there's plenty to watch. I promise you. Please definitely check out more Big Jack stuff too. Okay, then I made it another, let's see, the next year we're opening in another, no, the next letter we're opening in another reminder that blessings don't always look like what we expected. Okay, sometimes they come wrapped in people we didn't see coming, right? Sometimes they come from stories and memories that we didn't realize we were saving, and they were saving us. And sometimes, okay, they come from losses that taught us how to grow, right? So this one, it's got that life surprised me energy that I didn't know I needed this until it showed up kind of gratitude. And I think it's going to hit home for a lot of you. I really do. Let's get to it. Okay, dear B, I never thought I'd be writing a Thanksgiving letter to a YouTube show, but here I am, because this year taught me the difference between surviving and truly being thankful. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I understand both. Okay. This year broke me in places I didn't know I could bend. Oh, honey. Sorry. Okay. I lost a job I thought I'd retire from. I hear that a lot. I hate that. Friendships shifted, family scattered, and I spent more nights talking to my ceiling fan than I care to admit. It felt like everything familiar grew legs and walked away. And honestly, for a while, I didn't know what I had left to stand on. But then something odd happened. Okay. Ooh, little things. I have a hair in my face. I'm so sorry. Little things started saving me. A neighbor who waved every morning like he'd known me forever. A niece who called out of the blue just to tell me a joke she made up. A sunrise that hit my kitchen window at the exact right angle to remind me I was still there. None of those things fixed the big stuff, but they softened the sharp edges. I also learned to be grateful for the things that didn't go as planned. Losing my job forced me into a new path where somehow I rediscovered parts of myself I hadn't seen in years. Amen. Pardon me. My loneliness made room for people I might have overlooked before. And every day I made, I thought I couldn't do this anymore. Turned out to be the day I still did. Look at you. So today, I am thankful for the strange blessings, the unexpected ones, the quiet ones, the ones that show up on the days when life is stubborn and messy. I'm thankful that I made it through. I'm thankful for the people who stayed, and I'm thankful for the people who left and made space for something better. And I'm thankful for the strength I didn't know I had until this year made me use it. Signed, still learning what thankful really means. That's awesome. Oh, that's so awesome. My goodness. You know, it's wild how a letter like this one hits the room and then suddenly you're just enthralled. I mean, I just wanted to pick up every word, because what you wrote isn't just a Thanksgiving note, it's the anatomy of a year that tried to swallow you whole. And somehow you kept finding reasons to rise away. The thing is, okay, people think gratitude is some cute little Pinterest concept. Oh, I know I'm repeating myself show after show, but it's true. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Joy. I really appreciate that because, yeah, I thought that was a pretty amazing letter too because, hey, we got to find some positivity, right? And what better day than Thanksgiving? That's why I had to make this show about these letters because I don't want to always have to sit in that same atmosphere of, I get it. People are having hard times and I want to do everything I can to help them. I do. Sometimes I need a little joy too. Yes, I used your name on that one, but hey, Joy, excuse me. You showed up just the right time. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm so glad that you're here. I don't know if he's in here yet, but I will make sure and let him know. Okay, Patty? Thank you also for becoming his member. I'm so happy. We are just making this thing grow and grow and grow. Okay, so it's not something soft and simple, right? The truth is, the truth you just put on full display is that gratitude is forged in pressure. Y'all, it is shaped in the moments when life doesn't not show up the way you prayed it would. When the people you counted on couldn't show up for you, when the loss hit deeper than the world will ever know, and you still found a way to look around and say, there's something here worth holding on to. And what I love most is how honest you were about not being okay. Y'all, I've been saying it. I've been saying it. You're allowed to not be okay, and you're allowed to say it out loud. What I love most is also how, this world has taught us to only share the polished version. Okay, I've said this a couple of times. Just the polished version, just the happy reels, the winning reels. And they only talk about the blessings after everything has settled. But you're speaking from the middle, from the mess, from the parts of the year that left fingerprints on your soul. And yet, okay, even in that space, you caught sight of things, little things that refused to let you down. Okay. The neighbor who waved, the niece who checked in. I love the both of them. I'm telling you, a dog that laid its head on your knee, honey. A sunrise you weren't expecting. Even the quiet that didn't feel so empty anymore. These aren't small moments. These are lifelines, right? Patty says, isn't that the truth? Our society gets uncomfortable with messy and not okay. Absolutely. That should not be normalized. Not being okay should not be normalized. And you're right. That's exactly what people do now. Because everybody's got this new programming where it says you're not supposed to have emotions. Or at least you're not supposed to show other people your emotions. You want to go crawl under a rock all by yourself and damage yourself even more, go ahead. But don't you do it in front of other people, right? No, these are not small moments. These are lifelines. They are reminders that God, the universe, whatever name people use, that higher creator, there is a higher power there. Something was still reaching for you, even when you didn't think you had anything left to reach back with. Seriously. You got to think about that. And here's the part that hits me the hardest. You didn't just receive those blessings, okay? You recognized them. Not many people do. Not many people stop long enough to smell that beautiful rose right in front of them. And because blessings don't magically heal everything, but the awareness of them, that can. Not overnight, obviously. A lot of folks walk through hard seasons with their eyes glued to everything that fell apart. You allowed your eyes to shift. Even if it was just a little bit. There's a lot of people out there. That's masterclass, baby. There's so many people out there, and me included, that sometimes just can't accomplish that, or most times can't accomplish that. And, all these things that are holding you together. And it all just shifted. And believe me, it's all good. And it's not luck. It's not an accident. Okay. That is strength. And honestly, that is spiritual maturity, if nothing else. The kind you don't get from easy years. Nothing good is ever easy. Ever. And I'll say that day after day because it's true. Facts. Okay. You learn to be grateful not just for what happened, but for what didn't. That's a revelation, my dear, because sometimes the things that don't show up, they saved us, okay? Sometimes the doors that stayed closed protected us. Everything happens for a reason. If that door was locked, you weren't meant to go in there, honey. Sometimes the people who left, they freed us. They didn't leave us. They didn't abandon us. They freed us, right? Look, sometimes your plan collapses, but reroute it. There's never an end unless you give up hope. And you know what? You had the courage to see the blessing in the absence. That's perspective that only comes from somebody who has been through enough to know that God's no can be just as merciful as his yes. Okay? Let's talk about resilience, because that's one of our favorites here in the Iron Sharpening Iron universe. Not the Instagram quote version, okay? The real thing. We don't mess around with the play stuff. No drama here. The kind where you wake up with your heart in pieces and still choose to show up for life anyway. That's the kind where you learn how to breathe through days that tried to take the air out of your lungs. It's like falling out of a tree when you're a kid. You can't get back up, not till you can breathe again. You know, you didn't wait for circumstances to change before you began practicing gratitude. You started right where you were. In the rubble, in the unfinished healing, in the part of that story that still hurts. That is a rare kind of bravery. And that is why your letter matters so much today. Because listen, it reminds everybody listening that gratitude is not something we discover when life is easy. It is something we cultivate, even from day one, when life is anything but easy. You have lived the kind of years that creates depth, the kind of years that grows compassion, rewires how you see the world. And that's why you feel thankfulness in places you didn't expect, okay? Because the pain carved out room for it. That's all it is. And that doesn't make the pain good. It makes you powerful. It means you took something that could have broken you beyond recognition, okay? FUBAR. I think we know what that means. And turned it into clarity, softness, purpose, a deeper understanding of what your heart truly needs. And look, here's what I want you to hear loud and clear today. Not my slurping, pardon me. You didn't just survive this year. You participated in your own healing, okay? You chose to see what was still standing instead of being defined by what felt, Thanksgiving isn't about pretending your scars don't exist. It's about honoring the fact that you're still here to tell the story. And the way you told yours today, you gave everybody permission to exhale. Everybody. To admit the year was hard, admit that you're tired, admit you're still figuring things out. My friend, my goodness. At the same time, to acknowledge that something, somehow, somewhere was still good. I'm so proud of you. I'm not sure what else to say at that point. I am so proud of you. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Let me be one of the first to say it, because I certainly hope somebody else has said that to you. Thank you for showing up for yourself. So look, on this Thanksgiving Day, I want you to sit with this truth. Each and every one of you. You have every right to be proud of yourself. Okay? Not because everything went right, but because you stayed right here. You didn't give up. You stayed soft when the world tried to harden you. You stayed hopeful when disappointment tried to convince you otherwise. And you stayed open to joy, even when grief was standing right beside it. And you found gratitude woven in the cracks of a year that should have taken you out. That is not something everyone can do. That is not something someone strong, someone seasoned or spiritually awake learns how to do. And you, my friend, have done it beautifully. You should do more motivation videos. You're amazing. Oh my goodness, Joy, thank you. I really appreciate that. I only just started this. Oh, I guess this is my 4th week. And I do a ladies' diary every Wednesday, first Wednesday of the month. I have a panel of ladies to do just pretty much the same thing here. So I'd love to invite you on December 3rd. It is 7 p.m. or Eastern time. Now, oh goodness, I'm loving these letters today, y'all. Aren't you? Okay. From my heart to yours, I want to thank you for sharing a letter that didn't just talk about thankfulness. It embodied it. This is what real gratitude sounds like. This is what real healing looks like, y'all. And this is exactly the kind of story we needed today, or rather, I needed, and I hope that you needed today. All right, y'all, we are in this last half of our show. You know me, I still got, 20 minutes left. So, thank you, Joy. I hope to see you. Okay. Jukebox Journey, y'all. I can't leave without giving a little bit of music involved because that's just me, right? All right. So I also have a letter for this too. I'm doing this too because I think this is great. Oh, I'm so glad, honey. I really do hope that it helped you, Joy. I really do. And I hope you come back. Seriously. Don't leave yet because I still got a little bit more. But thank you so much, Joy. Seriously. It's very nice to have people come in the chat and just say, hey, that helps. Even in the slightest. I don't pretend to know anything. And this is my disclaimer for this whole show. I am not a professional. I am a mom, a grandmother, a homeschooler, a maid, a nurse. I've had school. Okay. Yes. I've taken a lot of writing classes and stuff like that. But, thank you. Thank you, Joy. I'm glad it did. Seriously. But, so let's just get into Jukebox Journey before I go off on something else, because I will. Look, music doesn't just play, it remembers. It carries the years we survived, the moments we held on to, and the people that we miss, and the versions of ourselves that we walked through fire to become. And on a day like today, when gratitude sits a little closer than usual, I can't help but think about how the soundtrack of our lives does more help, more healing than we've ever give it credit for. Okay. We've all got that one song or that one artist who carried us through something we didn't think we'd get through. And the older we get, the more we realize those artists weren't just entertainers, right? They were lifelines too. Mile markers, if you want to call it. Quiet little prayers wrapped up in melody. That's what I like to call it. I love my music. I do. And listen, today, with hearts a little fuller and memories a little louder, there is no better artist to walk us into this Thanksgiving jukebox. Now, listen. This person, they understood transformation better than almost anybody who ever stood under stage lights. Just like David Bowie. But today we're talking about Cher. So I'm going to go ahead and just get to this letter because I'm kind of excited. It's the music letter. So yes, thank you, Big Jack. He is the best. He truly is. Okay, I knew you were here, dear B. Pardon me. I think I have a banner. Yes, I do. Okay. Um, I knew you were doing a thankful show today, and something in me said, go on, write a letter. So here I am, sitting with a cup of coffee and a whole lot of feelings I didn't expect to unpack Thanksgiving morning. This year has been heavy in places I didn't see coming, and yet somehow, in the middle of everything, gratitude managed to weave itself in through the cracks. The thing I'm most thankful for today, music, and specifically, share. So I don't know what it is about her voice, B, but it has gotten me through more chapters of my life than I can count. There's something almost supernatural about the way she sings, not just the sound, but the strength in it. That woman's voice can pick you up off the floor when your spirit has absolutely had enough. Amen, sis. Amen. Sorry, I like Cher. And that's exactly what it did for me this year. There was one night, one of those, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my voice. There was one night, one of those nights where you just tired of being tired. And I put on Strong Enough without even thinking. Uh, I swear the opening notes hit me like someone flipping a switch. I went from slumped over on the couch to sitting straight up, thinking, you know what? Maybe I am strong enough. And suddenly wasn't drowning anymore. I was fighting again. Amen. Yes. Share has this way of making you believe in the version of yourself you misplaced somewhere along the way. And the older I get, the more I appreciate that. The costumes, the attitude, the reinventions, those were never just stage tricks. They were reminders that you're allowed to come back as many times as you need. Amen. Yeah. You're allowed to rise again. You're allowed to grow who you used to be. And I'm thankful for that message more than I can explain. So today, on a day built entirely on gratitude, I just wanted to say I'm thankful for a woman who taught millions of us that resilience can have rhinestones on it. Amen, sis. Amen. I'm thankful for the music that held me when people couldn't. And I'm thankful for your show for giving us a space to bring these stories. Oh, that one's for me. Lift each other up and remember the beauty in what we survived. Signed, Forever Grateful. Oh, honey, I'm forever grateful for this email. Goodness. You know, when I read that letter the first time, the first thing that washed over me wasn't gratitude. It was recognition. Okay. Because what you described isn't just fandom and it isn't just nostalgia. Okay. It's survival dressed up as a song. Now, it's one of those quiet moments where the world is loud and your thoughts are louder. And then out of nowhere, a familiar voice reaches in and reminds you, you haven't disappeared from yourself. That's what Cher did for you. And let me tell you, the reason I know, she's done it for me too. That's what makes this whole season of gratitude, of what gratitude, oh gosh, I can't talk today. This whole season of gratitude is pulling out of so many of us. There's a reason for music hits people different. There's a reason her music hits people differently. I am going to talk today, I promise. Look, it's been a long day. There's a reason for her music. Cher doesn't sing to the shiny parts of your life, right? She sings to the bruised ones, the tender ones, the parts you don't put the holiday. See, holiday cards or the Facebook post. She sings to the pieces you carry silently. Amen. The pieces you think nobody could or would understand. And then suddenly, there she is, reinforcing your backbone note by note, syllable by syllable, like someone watering a plant that almost gave up on blooming. A lot of YouTubers feel that way. Patty says, do you remember when Cher spoke at Sonny's funeral? I loved her so much after that. She was so amazing. Oh gosh, Patty, yes. And I think I cried all day after he passed away. And it for no other reason except for I have a music background and they were idols for me. Yes, I'm old. I get it, but still. Sonny and Cher. I mean, gosh, there's like a handful of shows when I was younger that I'd love to sit and watch. But in that day and age, after 10 o'clock, you don't have TV. And if you have TV, you better not get caught. So, yeah, wasn't allowed to stay up and watch the Sonny and Cher show. I wasn't allowed to stay up. I mean, here, I'm gonna name it. Let me date myself. Carol Burnett and The Laugh-In. And yes, Benny Hill. Y'all, my husband has that for a ringtone. Yeah. All righty. I better get back into this. Yeah. Her love for him never ended. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. But, stuff happens. So, all right, I better get back to this because I'm almost out of showtime. Just kidding. I'll finish. So, okay. Forever grateful. You said her voice made you sit up straight, right? And that moment is not small. That's spiritual correction. That is life calling you back into yourself. Because strength doesn't always roar, right? Sometimes it's a lyric that slips under your ribs and reminds you that you have permission to still dream. Yeah. That's me. Permission to still try. Permission to still evolve. And Cher is the queen of evolution. Seriously. She didn't survive this industry, okay? She outmaneuvered it, reinvented it, and she reinvented herself through all of that. She let it sharpen. I love this woman. I'm sorry. I get a little tongue-tied for this stuff. She let it sharpen her instead of silence her, okay? And that kind of resilience doesn't just entertain you, it shapes you. I get a compliment and all of a sudden I can't talk. I love y'all. Thank you so much, Joy, for your compliment. That is not a complaint, honey. I swear. Oh, okay. So that's what you felt that night, right? Not just a song or a familiar voice, but the return of a part of you that thought it had expired in chaos. The truth is, okay, it's easy to lose yourself when life starts stacking responsibilities on your shoulders faster than joy can show up. I just got joy all over the place today. And it's even easier to shrink into survival mode when you feel unseen. There's magic here, though. You've tapped into it, okay? Music doesn't forget you just because you forgot yourself. Cher didn't just soundtrack your past. She safeguarded the version of you who laughed louder, dreamed bigger, lived bolder, and waited patiently until you were ready to reclaim them. That's what this letter is really about, I think. It's not just a thank you to Cher. It's a thank you to you that refused to disappear, and for the spark inside you that stayed lit, even when you didn't have the energy to fan it. Pardon me. And let me say this clearly, because you deserve to hear it, okay? You didn't find strength in her music by accident. You recognize strength because it already lived inside of you. Everybody has it. Cher just reminded you of the truth. And on a day like Thanksgiving, when we all take a long breath and look back at the wreckage and the victories of the year, you've given us a letter that honors something most people overlook. Gratitude isn't always loud or obvious or wrapped in a perfect circumstance with a bow on top. Sometimes gratitude sounds like a song on a night when life felt too heavy, right? Sometimes it looks like remembering that your younger self, your hopeful self, your powerful self is still alive inside you, just waiting for you to make room for them again. So, look, today, as you sit in that kitchen with food cooking, laughter happening, and love all around you, let this sink in. You didn't just survive 2025, you reclaimed yourself in it. You turned a breaking point into a breakthrough. You know what? You turned a playlist into a lifeline. And, baby, on Thanksgiving, that is something worth celebrating with your whole heart. Please do. Now, if we're going to talk about being thankful for Cher, not just the voice, not just the hits, but the woman, then we've got to take a moment and walk through the kind of history that makes her gratitude worthy in the first place, right? Because Cher she isn't just a pop icon, she's a generational phenomenon who defied every expiration date, right? The industry, they tried to slap it on her. And if we're giving thanks today, then we need to honor the fact that Cher didn't just open doors. She broke them off the hinges, and then she strutted right through the frame in rhinestones. Cher's story begins with a girl who didn't grow up with privilege. She didn't grow up with a safety net. And you know what? Didn't grow up believing she would one day be the kind of star whose very name becomes a brand. Y'all, she grew up with instability, and the kind of instability that teaches you early how to take care of yourself, how to read a room, and how to reinvent at a moment's notice. And that survival instinct is baked into her career. That's why people can relate to her. And that's why her voice feels like a backbone. She built hers from scratch. The Sonny and Cher chapter. Okay. That was the world meeting her. The hair, the outfits, amazing, all of them. I mean, listen, half breed, baby, half breed. Okay, so the attitude, the chemistry, she was young, unsure, and still finding her footing. But even then, you could see the spark. The world saw a duo. Cher already knew she was a solo. And when the time came for her to step out from the partnership, financially drained, underestimated, and dismissed by the industry, she did it with the kind of courage you only develop when life has knocked you flat before, and you've already proven you can rise. And then came the reinvention, okay? Plural, reinventions, pardon me. Because Cher doesn't do one comeback, right? She does one every decade. The 70s, she became a TV star and comedy icon, rewriting her public image with every wardrobe change. The 80s, she turned to acting and proved she wasn't just a singer. She wasn't just blowing critics away with performances that earned her an Academy Award. Okay, the 90s, oh, baby, she rewrote pop music with belief. Okay, you know the song. And Patty says, she mesmerized us in the 60s. I had to sneak to watch it. I love that, lady. I love that. See, I'm not alone in that plight now. I get it. All right. So the 90s, baby. She rewrote pop music with belief, changing the sound of an entire generation and setting the template for artists who weren't even born yet. Every era, she walked into a different version herself with, zero apology. And that's the part of her story that deserves extra spotlight today. Because reinvention takes bravery. But reinvention in front of millions takes something even deeper, right? I mean, a soul that refuses to stay trapped in yesterday. Man, she didn't hide her heartbreaks. She didn't disguise her failures. She never wore a mask, right? She didn't pretend everything was perfect. She let the world watch her rebuild and rebuild and rebuild again. And in doing so, she gave an entire generation of people permission to do the same. She did. And here's the real kicker. Y'all ready for this one? Every time the world said that she was done, she said, nope. That's what she said. Nope. Every time someone told her she had aged out, she laughed and dropped another hit. Yep. Every time. Every time she was counted out, she walked back into the spotlight, stronger, wiser, louder, and more herself than ever. That's why Cher is a Thanksgiving artist, I think. Not because her songs sounded like the holidays, more because her life embodies gratitude. It mixed with grit. And she reminds us that it's okay to start over. It's okay to outgrow people's expectations. And hey, it's okay to become new, even when they only remember the old version of you. And look, honey, if that ain't something to be thankful for today, I don't know what is. Seriously, I don't know what is. Now, I just got a few more things before we close this one out. Y'all, just give me another 10 minutes, please. This one, I'm going to try to get through this one. It may make me tear up a bit, but I'm going to do my best. I wasn't expecting this one today. And I just got it like an hour before the show, so I don't have any preface or anything for it, but I will tell you this one. It's from my bestie, and I'd like to read it with you. Hi, Big Jack. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm losing my voice. My husband's going to be so pleased. All right. On a personal note. Let's see here. I'm going to pull that banner right back down. You get it. A letter from my bestie. This is your new beginning, and you feel it. You're saying it without hesitation for the first time. That's not an accident. That's alignment. You didn't just get monetization back. You got momentum. You got confidence, and you got control. And you got your future back. Here's the beautiful part. Today isn't about the numbers. It's about the shift inside you, the shift in how you show up and what you believe is possible. You didn't just hit a milestone, you changed your entire direction. And when somebody gets their direction back, the universe moves out of their way. Sorry. Whether you go viral today or tomorrow or next week doesn't even matter, because you have already won the part that actually changes your life. Amen. You didn't quit. You stood up. You fought back. You learned every damn thing they needed from you. You rebuilt the entire channel by hand. You faced the fear about everything. And you came out today with clarity, gratitude, and power. Baby girl, that's bigger than going viral. That's the seed of successful creator, long term. And that's what you became today. Thanksgiving 2025 will forever be the day you got it all back. Now go deliver your show with your whole heart, because when people hear you today, they won't just see a creator, they'll see a comeback story they want to follow. You won, bestie. Everything else from today forward is overflow. That one's a little personal, but you know what? I think I needed to hear that one said out loud. And today is a good day. Oh, okay. So look, before we close out today's show, let me take a moment to shine a big spotlight real quick. Y'all, not just on BBTV, not just on this incredible comeback, on the entire Iron Sharpening Iron universe that I am proud to be a pillar inside of. Because, baby, this weekend, we are very busy, but we are blessed and we are back. Let's start right here at home. BBTV is officially remonetized. Yes. My appeal was sent off last night and it worked. Memberships are open. Thank you, Patty. And let me tell you what, the Beehive is back in full force every single day. Holiday or not, AskABee goes live. 12 p.m. Central, y'all. This show does not stop. And not that the doors are open again, or now that the doors are open again, you better believe we're about to elevate everything. More letters, more segments, more jukebox journey, more history, more motivation, okay? More laughs and community. And the best part, more you. This channel is buzzing again, and baby, it's stronger than ever. That's because my team helped me grow and glow. But you know what? I didn't do this by myself. Okay? This whole weekend is packed with shows across the Iron Sharpening Iron universe. And if you've been around, you know that's not just a lineup. That's family. Boss Man and Walt talks, sharpening minds, sharpening spirits, sharpening the whole community. This is the backbone show, the show that grew me, challenged me, built me, and opened the doors for everything I am doing right now. You know, the Gentleman's Journal, sophisticated storytelling wisdom, the community that helps leveling up every single time they go live. Ladies' Journal, our powerhouse panel of beautiful ladies. It's a safe place. Stories, laughter, lessons, and we get to share our strengths. The next one is coming up, and you already know it's about to be a whole word. Listen, we've got so many beautiful spinoffs. I don't even think I can name them all and still keep this under 2 hours, right? The surprises that this crew drops when you least expect it, they're amazing. This whole universe is cooking this weekend, and I don't mean a turkey. And I'll be in and out of everything, helping, supporting, producing, moderating, and lifting the whole network right alongside my own channel. And since we're being real, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. This community changed my life. Big Jack believed in me. Walt Talks pushes me. The universe keeps expanding. And now that BBTV is officially back, memberships open, all that jazz, this show's going to be thriving now. We are moving different from here on out. Hello, howdy, source. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, so on this Thanksgiving Day, I want everyone listening to hear this loud and clear. Support the whole universe. Support creators who show up. Support the message and the movement. And you know what? Support each other. That's the most important part. Because we really are building something special, something bigger than any one show, any one person, any one live stream. And now, with the comeback complete, we rise together, y'all. Grow and glow. All right, so before we wrap up today's Thanksgiving episode, I want to show y'all something special because it's something I think might help a lot of creators out there who have struggled, doubted themselves, or felt like they were speaking into the dark, okay? Been there, done that, and that was probably just a few days ago. this next video that I want to show you, and then I'm going to close out, is the actual appeal that I submitted to YouTube to get my monetization back. I had just 3 minutes to explain everything, so it's a little sped up. But that was the only way I could fit the depth of my work into the time they allowed. I want you to see it because this isn't just how I got it back. This is proof of what hard work, consistency, accountability, and my big old heart can do. This is what rebuilding looks like, and staying the course. This is what this looks like. Not giving up. I lost my monetization. It only took me 4 months to get it. It didn't take me no time to lose it. I learned what it took to get monetized, but I did not learn how to keep myself monetized. That was my biggest mistake. But you'll see in here, I've proven that all that is not a problem anymore. So as we close today's show, the first show of my monetization coming back, I'm going to play it for you, not for praise. I don't want praise. This is an educational thing, if nothing else, okay? Not for sympathy, because I did that to myself, okay? I don't even feel sorry for me at this point. But I also did this for myself too. That's my whole point. This is my happy moment that came out of all my hard work. I don't care about the money. What I care about is the fact that it's a goal and I met it. Okay? I ain't making no money off of this right now. I don't care about that. I care about the people like Joy that come in and say, you're really good at this. That's what I care about. That's what the whole iron sharpening iron universe cares about. Iron sharpening iron. We all grow and glow. You got me? So, you can fall. You can fail. You can get denied, and you can still rise again. So thank you for spending your Thanksgiving afternoon with me. I'm going to go eat some more because I ate before. Thank you for this moment. Seriously. Patty, thank you, honey. I really appreciate you. Big Jack, the source, everybody that was here today. Thank you for believing in me long enough for me to believe in myself. Okay? Because that's hard for anyone. All right, here it is. This is my appeal. This is how I got me back on YouTube. Okay? After this, I'm going to close out. So I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Show you the tools that I use to manage all of my content. Everything you see today is produced, written, edited, and managed by me. This is my channel. My thumbnails, titles, descriptions, artwork, live stream, short, and long form show. They are created by me. I host all of my shows on camera, and I write every script, every letter, segment, and commentary for myself. I also, in that process, have collaborated with Big Jack Storytime, and have also, as you can see, become an editor on his channel to help him get his channel off the ground, because I believe in his way of thinking. These are channels I have access to, including BBTV, which is mine. Luna's Llama is mine. It's from our granddaughter. It's a test. All of that work is manually produced by real people in real time. Nothing I create is reused or automated. Now, I do have a new live stream that I'd love to show you. This one is my Christmas loop. I built everything in this, the layout, the visuals, by hand. I edited the video myself and designed the entire atmosphere. It does have music with it. So, of course, being what I would like to be, I have the license for it. And this is right here, the Pixabay license for all the music on this video. I keep all my licenses and certificates for anything that requires them, and I take copyright rules very seriously. I also have my Canva projects, which I'd love to show you too. Let me pull that off and bring this one back up. I'm not very good at StreamYard, but you can see I'm using that too. These are my Canva. These right here, the top row, that is all my updates for my 24/7 live streams, because that's the easier way to do it. It is AI generated, but it's good. Now, I also have another episode I wouldn't mind you checking out a little bit. Pardon me, I need to rewind that just a tad because I'd like to show you.
This is one of my long-form talk show episodes. AskABee is fully scripted, narrated, hosted, and performed by me. Episode 2 even includes a recap I edited from episode 1. These are original commentary shows built completely from scratch. So I run my streams across multiple devices. I have 2 laptops and manage everything manually. Solar weather, national weather, Kilauea, 3i Atlas are all built by me using public domain data from NOAA, NASA, and USGS transformed into my own layouts and presentations. My shorts are also original. I write every script, create every visual. My entire channel is full creator-run production environment. Every scene, overlay, ticker, transition, everything, it was built by me. Okay, thank you for reviewing all my and
Graphics by Big
I
Jack.
realize now that I've moved too quickly the first time and didn't give myself the space to learn everything that matters about maintaining a fully compliant long-term channel. I learned how to get monetized. I didn't learn how to keep myself monetized, but I've done that, especially in these past 3 weeks. That's why I waited till the last minute to give you this video, because I wanted to show you that this is really me and I want to do what's right. This pause has really allowed me to slow down, understand the guidelines better, and build the kind of workflow that keeps my content aligned with YouTube standards. So thank you so very much for reviewing my appeal, and thank you for your time.
Bye, guys. Thank you for everything.
How you like that? You gon' like that? Like that? How you like that? Now, look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. How you